Hi viewers, welcome to KASPORTS. It's your boy Kofi Gracie Jr. Today I'm here to discuss what's happening in the world of boxing, but particularly in Ghana boxing. I'll be doing this one specifically with my former co-host on KBox TV, Fabulous Niggas. So he'll be joining me very soon. But before he comes on, I just want you to know that if this is the first time you're checking us out on here, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and then you like us on Facebook. We are also live and streaming live on YouTube and also on our Instagram live. So just go on all these socials and then subscribe to all of our platforms. We really appreciate all of you for joining us on this journey. And yes, today's another Monday Boxing Madness where we discuss what's happening in the world of boxing. Ideally, I would have wanted to dive into what's happening in the world because Teofimo won over last weekend. Bam Rodriguez also beat Estrada, another fantastic card, a big show. And yeah, I would have wanted to dive into it, but something is happening in Ghana that I can't close my eyes on. I mean, my co-host will tell you very soon that I called him like 2 days ago to discuss this thing because I was so pissed about it. I mean, it doesn't happen. I mean, let me just bring him on. Welcome to KA
Yeah.
Sports Boxing.
Thank you, Kofi. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, we all witnessed the card that happened over the weekend at the Buko Box Arena. Exciting card. The Aite Powers Promotions show. It was a very good card, and we saw very exciting fights on it. We saw the return of Wasir Mohammed. The way he gave a very fantastic account of himself. It didn't even look like he's even been out of the ring for a very long time. Like he really came in very sharp, and he delivered. We also saw Freeze McBones also in action, a very fierce fight. He even called out Aite Powers in the process, and we all saw how he went. Fast forward, the main event where everybody wanted to watch, Bahubali versus the Soldier Boxer. It started very cool, very nice, and then after 4 rounds, we saw like something that I don't know who to blame. Whether to blame the referee, whether to blame the coaches, whether to blame the sorry, bro. Like whether to blame the fans, whether to blame the officiating. I mean, and then lo and behold, today I got hold of a footage. I was like, what's happening? You know, I mean, I'm very glad to be doing this show with you today because if I was going to be here alone, I'm going to vex out very much. But I know it's a mutual feeling. It's not just me. For everybody that have seen the video and those who have also seen how the fight went, I think there's a lot of things to talk about. But Negro, before we go into it, what do you think of the whole event and how Ayite Powers put over the show? I mean, how do you think about the way he did his event?
Oh, I think it was a very fantastic show, and if you look at the way IT Powers promoted the fight, you could see it was smart enough to use his fame to get into certain places, which
Right.
had a long, and it goes to help every promoter, every boxer. It helps the whole industry because IT Powers, apart from boxing promotion, he's a very loud person, and it's always getting interviews and stuff. So when I heard of him wanting to come and promote, I was actually expecting him to use some of these links and connection that he has in the media to push the show, and it did well. I mean, I was there. A lot of people will be calling me and asking me whether I was going to see the show. These are people that are not even boxing fans, so
Right.
it was a well
Right.
promoted event.
Well, I mean, I like the way he promoted. He wasn't even going to churches. He went to a church to promote
Exactly.
it. I was like, he's taking it like to a level where the average promoter will not go.
Exactly. You see, Kofi, this is what we need. I mean, if you are coming to promotion, bring something that you can also use to help the whole boxing industry. You get me? Because we need exposure. We need people to see what you are doing. And look at someone like Baobali, Soldier Boxer. Nobody knows them, but
Yeah.
indeed the promotion made them popular. It brought them out, and it was a good strategy by IT Powers.
Right. Guys, this is the event we are talking about, the Power of the Fist, which happened over the weekend. The main event was Bahubali versus Soldier Boxer. and the fight didn't end the way we wanted it to end, because at the end of the day, to today, we don't know who won the fight. We just know that it is still being discussed at the executive level. So we know that very soon they will come up with a verdict. Uh, Now, still talking about the event, a couple of fights happened. Freezy McBones was on the card, and one of the fighters that every Ghanaian have wanted to see get to the top level, which like also returned on the card as well, which was like Wasiri Mohammed. Now, let me take you back a little bit to the press conference, because I'm sure you saw a couple of the footage of the press conference. How would you
Yeah,
describe the feeling of the fans, even at the press conference?
I think it was fantastic. Like, uh, I love when there's a good promotion, and you see most of the time it's even difficult for you to post some of our local promotions, because there's a target audience. You want to produce, you want to show them quality, you want to give them reason to come and watch. So there are certain promotions when they bring out their posters and stuff, you don't even want to post. But for this IT Powers event, I kept posting because you could see the numbers, you could see the joy, like embracing, taking the press conference, the way to the right places,
Right,
not
right.
like one enclosed place where you can actually market to the people. So
Mm.
the euphoria around it was really beautiful. Was really
I
beautiful.
agree. I agree. I mean, kudos to the Gamashi neighborhood in general. I mean, they really, really showed up for this card, and I would say the guys on the Choco side, or the team on the Choco side, and then also that of the Kokomlemle side, because it was like a sort of like a wood rivalry, and everybody wanted to show that they were the supreme or on top, or they have the best fighter to represent them, and I think he also played a very like huge influence on the card on the night. Uh, Now, Aite Powers himself, uh, we've seen a lot of fighters that have, or boxers that have competed when I mean that, and they've got to the top of their careers, and then they've retired, and then only a few or a handful of them get into boxing. I mean, our legend Azuma Nelson is one who promotes like every now and then, and I think that'll be it. The only person who got into it but didn't follow through it or follow through would be like Agbeku. Agbeku also did a couple of shows, but I think after that he just laid back, and that has been it. So, what do you think of our legends, and why you think they are not coming to promote or help the grassroots by promoting or becoming promoters to promote the sport?
I think it goes with a couple of things. First of all, competitive fight account, and also if you are coming into promotion, you want to make money. If you don't want, even if you don't make money, you want to break even. And
Mhm.
sometimes they come in, they don't get it. Apart
Yeah,
from that, too, there's a big disappointment when it comes to like getting sponsors. So sometimes, regardless of how famous you are and how connected you are, you have people that you feel like, okay, this thing they need to come through, and they don't even show up. Even your celebrity friends will not even be
yeah,
coming to the show. So all
yeah.
these things count. But I feel the quality of fight plays a bigger role, because if the quality of fight is good, definitely you have a few people that wouldn't give you what the kind of sponsorship you want, but they will push you with something little.
Right. Now let's go into the fight. Let's talk quickly about the Freezing Backbones fight. What do you think of his performance? The Freeze's performance on the night.
Okay. To be honest, I feel like it's improving, but with the kind of fighter that Freezy McBone is, coming to Ghana to come and fight, I don't know the direction they are for that guy. Honestly, I don't know the direction they are for him, because his first professional fight in Ghana looked more like a Chinagbishi. And even so, this his last fight like this guy gave him a little competition, but it still look the same. I feel like for someone of his caliber, if he really wants to maintain it up there and
Mhm.
wants to keep his name going, he should be fighting a little bit competitive fight. But I
Mhm.
think it's improving overall.
But then after the fight, you called out Aito Powers. You think it's the right call?
So that is what I'm saying. I don't know the direction they are for that guy because
Okay,
they,
okay.
they it, but where Freeze is, the kind of name that he has made, they need to be
Yeah,
strategic on what they want to do with the guy. Calling
right.
Aite Powers, it makes it makes your last fight even look like a joke
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you need to be calling out the big names in the division in Ghana, like
Yeah.
those people that are being ranked maybe from 1 to 5, and climb up, finish them, then you start moving to Africa because age is not on his side. That's the thing. Age is not on his side. He started boxing really late, so most of the fight that they really want to use, like they want to build a record for him, it should be a little competitive. Like the first fight, they should start working on that.
Right. I get what you mean, and I think some people also don't realize it. Sometimes you feel like people might think that, oh, you are making a comment maybe because you don't like him. See, the statistics on or the algorithm on Boxrec, this is how it works. If you compete against somebody who is above your rank, that is when you get enough stars. So if you want to build like 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, and then come into the boss rankings between like 1 to 100, you need to be competing against some of the like big names, right? So if you go fight with somebody who has like, let's say, 10 losses and hasn't won a fight, you don't expect boss to rank you above somebody who is competing against like people who have 7 wins and maybe like 2 losses, for example. So it is something that I think Nigo is really hitting the nail on his head and should be listened to, especially because um, we say we want to become or raise like a world champion. So if that is the
Yeah,
goal, then we need to be able to put the fighter against opponents that will help him climb the ladder and then be able to set himself up to compete against like a world champion. So basically, I think that's what Nego is saying. Now let's move from there. Let's also move to the fight of Wasiru Mohammed. I mean, it's been like almost 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, since we saw him in the ring. I think the last time we saw him in the ring was at the Accra Sports Stadium, where he fought, I think, Jaffet for the WBO
yeah,
Super Global title. And since then, he just disappeared. I'll just say that he just disappeared. And over the weekend, we saw him in a fight against, I've forgotten the opponent's name, but it's also a very good opponent. And uh, he ended in a knockout, like a typical Wasil Mohammed like style. Since all his fights, he's always been knocking people out. I mean, what do you also make of his performance and his comeback after like being inactive for like more, like I'm saying, almost 4 years?
I think his performance on the night was really good because this is someone that like most of the fans, most of the people of us, most of us in boxing, were really mad at him when we realized he was having issues and he was not fighting because there's someone that gave us a good appetite for his fight and he got to a time you're not seeing Wasiu.
Yeah,
So it was kind of like you need to give me a reason for me to follow you again or uh,
yeah.
give you that respect again. And he came into the fight. He didn't. This fight didn't look like Achina Bishi. It was
Yeah.
really competitive,
I think
and
I think it was
I
Michael
applaud.
Lapan. Yeah,
Yeah, I applaud his team for giving him a really competitive fight to make a comeback because he just needs to pick it up from where he left. And this kind of competition will let him get back on his foot and it will become the Wasiu that we know because it still has it. Like the knockouts, the punches he was throwing, it was really good. It was really a good fight.
right. I think if I'll have a comment on that fight, it will only be his timing because, and I'll also maybe fall back on the fact that maybe because he's been out of the ring for a very long time. Because even with big fighters or very like no names, you see that when they've been inactive for a very long time, you see them that when they come back, you see a glimpse of or shadows of the inactivity.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
so I think that
yeah.
that'll be it. That'll be the only comment that
Even
I can make on that.
yeah, and from the beginning of the rounds, you could see the ring rust a little, but
Yes.
as we got
Yes.
to the 3, 4, you
Yeah.
realize it was a whole different thing.
It was a whole
The energy
different
was
fight.
different,
Yes.
and that is
Yes.
when I was like, "This is Wasiu. I respect him because it showed the ring rust,
Right.
which
Right.
was natural. But the way he was able to pick it up and kind of like told himself, "Oh, this is me. This is what I can do. I knock people out." And he came in and did the work. I mean, it was really fantastic.
Right, cool, cool. We have a comments coming in from Med Sports TV. He's asking where is John Mafu. Okay, so if I can respond to that question, we saw John Mafu on the night after Wasiu won the fight. He came in there to say a couple of things to say that yeah, his boy is back and they have like a fantastic plan for him, and he's going. The Ghanaian should expect more from his fighter like in the coming few years. So if I can respond, or if this is a sort of response that I can give to you, I'm sure you also saw John Mafo like in the corner too as well, for Negro.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was one of the climax of the whole thing. I was really happy he's back with his coach, he's back with his manager, and they want to continue the work they started. It's a beautiful thing. I was before when he left, it was kind of sad because you know the kind of investment that goes into boxing, and maybe a boxer will leave to a new management. So for them to resolve everything and uh, work on a plan, I think it was a very good thing for boxing.
Right, right, right. I would also touch on that a little bit because I always go like the way we manage fighters in Ghana is always different from the way we manage fighters when they get out of Ghana. If I can use like Game Boy's experience with Peter Khan, I mean the expectations that he had whilst he was with Baby Jet, he thought he was going to get to the same with Peter Khan. But for these international promoters, it's strictly manager and boxer affair. You know, it's not like I'm going to come here to come take care of you. If I put in 10 pesos into you, I'm going to get a 10 pesos back plus the interest that I put on you, you know. But in Ghana, it's always, yeah, in Ghana, it's different. I mean, the
Yeah,
managers take their fighters like as part of their family, sort of, you know. I mean, Negro yourself, you've been a promoter and you've also managed a couple of fighters while I was on the show. And I know you can speak to the fact to how much money you have to blow just to maybe just get your fighter like in shape and then place to fight. So, yeah, to see them team up again. I hope this time they can work together and then make something happen for the side. So much and a lot of respect going to the whole Fit Square boxing gym. The head coach, Coach Latte, Jay Z himself too as well, and all the team who are behind Wasiu for sticking with him, you know, even after all the
yeah.
period that have happened, and then still marching on to get into to the promised land. What do you expect with his comeback now with his team? What are your expectations for the team, Wasiu?
I think the team they already know their work and they did a fantastic job like in terms of branding, quality
Mm,
fight, getting into the rounds. They already know their job. So they accepting Wasiu and Wasiu working with them again. I think things will be a little even faster because they already a team, they already know how to do the work and they know when and how to invest. They have someone like Marfo that is a good investor for Ghana boxing. So I believe they will go far. It's just up to Wasiru to stick to training, keep giving us the results, and I believe we will get to the ranks and we'll see him abroad fighting folks.
right, great, great, great. Now let's jump to the real fight or the real main event. I mean, the reason why we are sitting here, we have about 10 minutes to go. We have to do this one real quick. Um, so after everything, we have Ernest Akushe who fought Elvis Ahoga. These were the two guys that like were the reason why the Buko Boxing Arena came to a standstill on Saturday night. So I'm talking about Bahubali. I mean, to be honest, like even the name itself just goes like, wow, what is this? you know, like it came down to Bahubali versus Soldier Boxer. I've watched a couple of their fights on the Fist of Fury. No, I'll say the the card with
Boxing
the
league.
IMAX TV behind it. Yeah, and so I always knew that the Soda Boxer and Baobali have something, because anytime that the guy won the fight, I saw him come to the ring to call him out. So I'm like, oh, it looks like he really wants that. He really wants that energy. So when I saw the fight, I was like, okay, then finally you're going to see it happen, right? But I mean, first of all, these two fighters, if there's anything you can say about them, what will it be?
Okay, I feel like they are young fighters in the terms that they are now climbing like the boxing ladder to the top, and for them to be calling each other, especially Bahubali challenging Soldier Boxer, it was a very beautiful thing. That is how like we want most of the fights to happen. Fights that have like a little history or a record that is there that you can easily build a story upon. So when you're looking at them and they are physique as well, they have good physique for boxing. So uh, they are both boxers that I really like, especially Bahubali.
Right. And of course, I also like Bahubali a lot because he knows, there's something about boxing when you know how to talk. If you know how to talk, people just
Yeah,
like you. You only fill up arenas
exactly.
because it is a talking business. So yeah, I mean, he did his thing. He did his thing. He amassed the crowd. He brought a crowd to the Buko boxing arena, and I think Ahoga also did his side on the Kokumlemle side. I always go like the Kokumlemle guys are like they're like the Osu guys. They're like the East Legon boys. Like they're like cool, calm. Yeah, they'll be there. So yeah, they just came there. They were there. And then it eventually became like a Choco versus Kokumlemle kind of thing at the Buko boxing arena. Now let's talk about the fans. How how excited were you when you saw the image on TV with the arena and the people?
I was really excited. I was sitting down and as a business person, I was looking at the numbers and I'm like, this is really good for Ghana boxing because we used to have like our best selling boxer was Bukombaku who could easily fill arena. He didn't have to talk a lot. Once Bukombaku is fighting, a lot of people will come, all the big people will come. And ever since he left the scene, we've not really seen a boxer that can do that back to back. So with the way Bahubali just came in, bringing the numbers and the soldier boxer to counter like it counters anything Bahubali says in a very nice way, professionally.
Yeah.
So it gives some kind of respect to the boxing, the whole their bout. And
Mm.
apart from that, like the numbers that I saw, I was like, this is really good for us. It was numbers that you pray for.
Right.
You pray for.
Right.
And the thing too is those numbers are numbers that you can easily sustain. It's
Right.
not numbers that they will go and you won't get it.
Mm.
It's numbers that we could easily sustain. So it was the numbers were really good and uh,
That's true.
it
That's true.
was good for Ghana boxing.
Those guys that came to watch the fight are people who really love boxing. So if we can repeat by giving them like equally good fight like that, we definitely will be able to sustain. And I get what you mean. Now, fast forward. So fans have come, the arena is full, fights have the undercard has started, everything is going, and we got to the main event. Okay, so Bahubali comes, and then Soldier Boxer comes. Now we are in the ring. Round one, round two, round three, round four. Okay, and then the unexpected happened. I mean, I would give it to the boys by saying that they competed. I mean, okay, now let's go to the round one, round two, round three, round four. Before whatever happened, how were you scoring the fight?
Okay, I told you Soldier Boxer was ahead of my scorecard because it came in. It did something that I felt like it was eye opening for most of our local boxers because most of them they don't really use a jab. They all want to rely on power, shoot the big shots. But he started using the jab, throw the bigger shots when he gets the opportunity, and the jab was winning the fight for him on the scorecards, which happens abroad. Abroad, like the importance of the jab, it lets you win certain rounds. So
Mhm.
looking at them throwing big, they are both power shots or throwing big shots. It was really close, but the jab was working for Soldier Boxer, so it was ahead of my scorecards.
I will say this: if you were in the arena, you were listening to the people. There's no chance you would give the score or you score Soda Boxer because anytime Bahubali, even if he misses, you could hear them say, "Oh so, oh
So
so." I'm like, Jesus, are you guys watching the fight? You get what I mean? But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it does happen. For me, I was also scoring. I had like Soda Boxer ahead of my card as well. I think basically from round two going, he won all the round one was draw for me because they were both sizing each other up. I didn't really see much from them who really wanted to dominate. But from round two, Soldier Boxer made it very clear that he was going to fight off the jab. So and then round three, Babali was tired already. So I was like, how are you tired in just round three? You could see him really struggling, really struggling to to sustain and to put combinations together. Around four, and then like okay, then what happened happened. Now, before I'll show or I'll play the video for us to go into it. Before then, uh, what was your judgment of what happened before the video came out or people started blaming X on that? What was going through your mind?
So, looking at bouts like that and the history that we have when it comes to like big fights in Ghana, and when one boxer has all the crowd, especially coming from Ghana, when it happened, I was kind of like, Roger Bano should have done better. He should have known. He should have known that stopping this fight and Bahubali struggling, trying to maintain his stamina and all that, his people were going to win the fight. It was really obvious. It has happened over and over again. So even if it didn't happen, like any referee that is called to officiate a particular bout like this should be aware of certain things like this. So you try to, play it fair and control the fight. So before the videos will come out, I was actually blaming Roger Bano for stopping the fight because we didn't even know what was happening.
Right, we didn't know. We didn't even know what was happening. No.
Exactly. So now, I was putting the blame.
For me, I blame a little bit. I was saying, I was like, why is the referee stopping the fight? And then within a split second, I was like, why is the Soda Boxer's trainer, that's Coach Latte, throwing in the towel? Like everything happened so quick. I was like, can you guys take a moment? For me, I go like, it's a fight. You've stopped the fight. Cool. So you stopped the fight. Can you just wait? And then the trainer just woke up. But I think eventually when the video came, I haven't spoken to nobody, but I just put pieces to bits. And I go like, could it be that maybe Coach Latte saw that there was something happening in the corner? And maybe he had alerted the referee that he should look at what is happening. And he didn't like maybe listen to him. And because of that, when he stopped the fight, he got mad, and that's why he threw in the towel. I mean, these are some of the questions and things that maybe we'll never get answers to. But I'm wondering, first of all, I mean, like you said, it's the Bukom Boxing Arena. It's a very big fight. Even fights that do not deserve people to even mouse the ring, they just come into the ring. And this one that is like a big wood grudge. Like you said, I really expected something different from Rujabano. I mean, for me, I won't say I'm disappointed. I only go like, he's the finest referee that we have in Ghana. And for a fight like this of his caliber, I think he could have handled a couple of things differently. But the Rujabano that I know, I'm sure he will grant interviews to a couple of fighters or a couple of media houses, and he will explain his side of the story, and they will also get to understand. But today, I got to see a video, and I'm going to play it for all of us to assess it, and then to also share our mind on it. So apparently, while the fight was going on, and Bahubali went to sit at So what the video you saw in your shot is in the corner of Bahubali. You could see Bahubali sitting down there. The guy in the red is Oboda's side. His trainer was standing in front of him wearing the whites up and down. And then so I've given you the description. Now I'm going to play the video again because if I play, I won't be able to speak on it. And then you will see that whilst the video is playing, the guy in the red took something from the back, and then he held the gloves of Bahubali, and then he cut one side, and then he also cut the other side. That's what you're going to see like in this blitz in this video. I mean, it raises a lot of questions because Roger Bano was right there. He was right there. Looks like he was looking at it. Looked like he was talking to somebody there. It's a lot of questions that is going on like in the minds of people. I'm sure in the corner of Soldier Boxer, they might even think maybe all this while maybe the referee was already on their side because I don't know if it's a coincidence that he even found himself there. But of course, as a referee, he's doing his job. Maybe probably telling somebody to get down from the canvas or something. But he was right there, and wow, what do you make of this thing, and what do you think the judgment of this fight should be?
Well, I think it should be a soldier boxer win because the videos are there to show. And but if you really want to go into boxing, Latte too didn't try. As in throwing in the towel before even climbing onto the stage. He didn't try. But if you look at Roger Bano, I've seen another angle from this video. If this video, when I saw this particular video, I felt like Roger has something to do with it. But if you see the other angle, you realize Roger was talking to someone. He wasn't really paying attention. He wasn't watching what was happening.
Oh.
So when he was leaving, that is when Oboda side was cutting the gloves. So the other video I saw, you can really tell Roger didn't see it.
Okay.
So it's really angles. Like I think one guy posted that video and I saw and I realized Roger didn't see it. But I mean the only problem that I had with Roger was you see this situation is very dicey. If you want to come to like boxing, like the history that we have with boxing, maybe Roger should have waited to the end of the round. Now the gloves too is already cut. So Soldier Boxer could have been injured without gloves and it could have changed the narrative. So if I'm Roger, and as big as I am as a referee, as soon as I see this thing, I have to stop the fight. Because even if he doesn't see it, and maybe Soldier Boxer gets injured, it's going to be like a lot of questions. A lot of questions are going to be asked that it was even part of it. So it's really dicey if you really want to go into it and also declare a winner, especially from Soldier Boxer's camp, what they did when the whole thing happened. But it's a big shame. I think the biggest, the one that didn't do well at all is Oboda side. I think he is to blame because Kofi Oboda side was like a household name when it comes to we local people that we know boxing, and you find yourself supporting someone like Bahubali who has the numbers. Through this Bahubali, you could still go to the gym and revive your career. So why would you do something like this? And not, you see, if they planned this and they knew Bahubali wasn't like a match for Soldier Boxer,
then why push him to the fight?
Do you understand? They knew Bahubali was not a match for Soldier Boxer. So if there's a situation, why don't you let a fight end? You people can get a rematch. It's easy for Bahubali to get a rematch because he still has the numbers.
Of course.
So
to be honest, like he sold the arena. He sold the arena, so it was difficult for him to sell it again.
I think it makes sense, but to me, what I believe is we already know a lot of us. Personally, I was telling most of my people that Bahubali is not a match to Soldier Boxer because I've seen both of them. I've seen their fight, and for some reason, I knew Soldier Boxer was going to win, but I was happy with the way Bahubali promoted the fight, and I was team Bahubali, although I knew, and it was like that. A lot of people in boxing knew Bahubali was no match. So what we could have easily done is, I mean, if he's still a good talker, as someone that he has the numbers in choco. We just after this fight, maybe they get him a fight to prepare him like as someone that we all have to like push him through the gyms, get the right trainers for him and build him as a boxer because it's good for like someone like Wasiu trying to gain all his fans. He brought numbers that right now you see if Bahubali brought about 3,000 people to the arena and someone like Wasiu fought and won or knockout, it means Wasiu is going to tap into those numbers and it can easily start headlining his fights again. So I was looking at those sides and that was the main reason I was actually supporting Bahubali.
Right. I think we really need to sanitize boxing in Ghana because before this fight
True.
or this incident, we had the Nigerian guy fought one of our best fighters in Ghana, and
But still,
yeah, Basti, and the controversy that sparked, I mean, was posted on a lot of international blogs, you know, and some of the
yeah,
blogs were very critical. They were asking how is this even accepted, you know. So I was even glad that in the end, the Ghana Boxing Authority gave the win to the Nigerian as it should have been before. It shouldn't have even been like in closed doors. There's some things. The more you do it, the more shameful and disgraceful you put the commission. One, secondly, I think people in Ghana boxing, the administrators, sometimes when things like these activities happen and they don't take swift responses to come up with swift, immediate sanctions and things, it just shows how lackadaisical that we are. You know, it just looks like we are not taking things seriously, and it doesn't just affect the brand and the name of Ghana boxing. It affects the prospective investor you want to bring into the sport because there's too much negativity like
yeah,
out there, you know, and so it makes it very difficult for you to even talk about how lucrative Ghana boxing is, how our fighters are, and opportunity. Look at what Oboda did, and
yeah,
let's say somebody comes down and then he wants to put together a card, and I'll go like put Oboda side on the card. Look at what he did. If somebody elsewhere has already seen this video and the name of Bodasa have already gone out and he went to see or he sees these videos circulating, how will he even have the love to want to promote you and put the fire on? I think there are a lot of things that we take for granted that we need to really start re-looking at it because it's going to one affect the way we will get sponsorship. We are already struggling to get sponsorship even within the Ghana space to
yeah,
sponsor our card.
yeah,
Number two, this is one of the few cards that we were able to get a whole UTV to even broadcast. Come and take some things over there and put on their platform. I saw a few things on this blogger, this Felix Zion Felix side. I'm like, wow, this fight has
yeah,
really gone. Of course, I was like, this fight has really gone far, and for what? For us to come make it like a mess it up. You know, the first thing I saw in on UTV after the fight was like, will we get a winner? Meanwhile, on days before, they were talking about the fact that it's an exciting fight where we will be able to, get to know who will be like the king after the night. Now we fight the whole night
yeah,
and we don't have a winner. How will you go
yeah,
and convince them again that they should come on board and come and stream something? Look at GTV. They don't even want to hear us again. That once now
yeah.
everything has just become like us and trying to push our own sport the best way that we can. You understand? If you go there to
Exactly,
if you go there
exactly.
to tell them to want to come stream our event, they don't come. And even if they come, they
Yeah,
will not stream it on their platform. They'll just record it and go and put it in their, I don't know, maybe some baller. They'll come there like they're coming to work. They'll just stream it and they'll just take the video and they'll go and put it somewhere. Because it is not, imagine if GTV even came there to stream this. How do you want the guy in Navrongo who's interested and serious about boxing want to box? He won't box. Because at the end of the day, he will
exactly.
go through all the ranks and he will come to Accra to the Buko Boxing Arena, and then he will fight and he will not get the results because Oboda side will go to the corner of the guy that he knows that he can convincingly beat and go and cut his gloves, or maybe he will remove his shoes, and then they will go like the fight cannot happen. I mean, it's too lackadaisical. I think something needs to be done about it. I don't know what you think about it.
Well, Gofi, one thing I feel we need to do now is education, and I think the education needs to come to like people of boxing. The GBA needs to start organizing seminars for managers, teaching them the business of boxing because you see, this is a wasted business
It is.
because you have Zion Felix, you have UTV, you have most bloggers posting about this particular event.
Mhm.
So let one person even like let the fight continue, let it end. Bahubali lost. What do we do now? We build Bahubali already has made a name. The most important thing is that he made a name. There's an interest. Now you can get maybe a good comeback fight. Look at Ryan Garcia. When he lost to Tank, they gave him a fight, one or two fights that were easy to win. And he was able to fight Deviani, and it was a very big fight. They all generated money. So the education needs to start from boxers to managers to promoters. Like the GBA needs to start organizing seminars because it looks like some of the things that happens, the managers don't even understand.
No.
The coaches don't even understand. Even the promoter himself, he doesn't even know what he's doing. Because you see, on the brighter side, if Mr. Lati was like, okay, let me just relax. Whatever thing that happens, the world knows Soldier Boxer is winning the fight. So even if Soldier Boxer loses, it doesn't matter. What I've gotten now is that Soldier Boxer has become like popular because Soldier Boxer has been fighting more than Bahubali. And it's only a few people that are aware there is a boxer called Soldier Boxer.
Right.
So on the night, Soldier Boxer has been able to gain some followers.
Yeah.
He has been able to gain some numbers without kind of performance. So what Coach Latte should have looked at was the numbers that Soldier Boxer. So once the rematch happens and he beats Bahubali again, it means all those Bahubali fans, everybody in that their division, they know Soldier Boxer will be the best-selling fighter for that particular division. And these are things that I feel like the coaches, boxers, promoters, there should be seminars. We need to really learn a lot. We need to learn a lot. It doesn't matter. You see, the mistake that happens in Ghana boxing is that maybe the no mojile. You see, those things they need to stop because see, Kofi, what the advice that maybe you can give to promoters or you can give to bloggers, even bloggers, your people that are even doing blogging, the advice you can give to them can take us to the next level that we can all have some kind of, I can see that, okay, I'm doing boxing promotion, it's boxing promotion that I'm doing, and I can survive and take care of my family. True. Just an advice from you can change the narrative. So it shouldn't always be, maybe, but. If so, then we'll continue to be at where we are. So I feel like the seminar needs to start.
I really agree. You know, sometimes when you want to bring a good suggestion, they always want to bring that narrative that wouldn't me no lay about boxing. You know, and then they start saying that, and then once you know they start saying that, you know, whatever you have to say, it's going nowhere. It's just going to be thrown right into the window. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, to be very honest, it's a big wasted business. If I look at it for the promoter, if I look at the other cars that happened, yeah, cool, fine. They got their fights, everything good. But if I look at the reason why he went to the church, he went to the radio, he went to call on his friends to ride on their fame, to bring them to the Bukom Arena. I think it wasn't fair. We had Baby Jets, we had a lot of celebrities coming there, comes in the Calibers,
James Gardner, like
it was
the education, the education. One thing too is time, because if you are bringing Calibers, you are bringing James Gardner. These are people that they are not really like boxing people. It's their first time coming into the game, and they have to wait till like 3-4 a.m. before the main event.
The main card.
Next time it will have the interest, it won't come. So you see and they have this mindset that most of the fighters we see abroad, they fight at none. But it's because of the time difference. But if you really want to look at their time, especially the UK fight, by 11, all the fights are done. So the education, we really need education. We need to educate the promoters, boxers, like someone like Obodasai. Obodasai should have been like, it should have been smart enough. Obodasai should have been knowledgeable to know that this thing it won't help.
To today, my bro, to today, ever since I saw the video, to this evening, I'm questioning why would you even want to do that?
Exactly.
Why? It is not your fight. Okay, the guy is losing. There are 3 things that can happen in boxing, just like football. Either you win or you lose or you draw. You understand?
Yeah.
And for boxing, if people love you, come on. Are you telling us that the time we went to the Buko Box Arena to go watch One Bullet and saw where he got beat by Sheriff Quay. People still didn't play again for him to come and then for him to get his revenge eventually. We still went.
Exactly.
Come on, it was One Bullet. No matter how you beat Bullet will talk. We still want to come watch him. It is the same way we are seeing with this Bahubali guy. You understand? He knows how to talk.
Exactly.
He knows how to touch your nerve to go like, this guy. No, I forgot and go watch him. He has something. So if you have such a fighter, why are you scared that he got beat? And what he did, in my opinion, is like, okay, you are still the king. That's what you want to put into the guy's head. But maybe this beating would have been to go like, hey, no, I'm not the king that I think I am. Maybe I need to make some adjustments to my game so I can come back and then come fight. But if you are making him feel like he's something that he's not, then if you put this guy in front of any good boxer in Ghana, then they'll kill him all.
Exactly. Because like the Bahubali boxer himself, Kofi, if you want to fight, you realize this is someone that it can easily be worked on to become a very great boxer because it can take punches. And it's kind of his defense too on the night wasn't that bad. It was just that it was a bit slow and he couldn't use his jab. So it's someone that if you give him to a good trainer, I mean, it can polish him up. So I see. And me, what was painful is that we all know that Bahubali is on the level of soldier boxer. True boxing people, everybody was aware of that. So even for him to even draw this competition, if he loses on point or even gets knocked out, he can come back and we'll still give him a chance, one more chance. He will definitely get one more chance.
Definitely. Man, I really thank you for your time for making us jump into this. I really wanted to go into details, but the more you talk about it, the more it pisses you off because I'm looking at the money that has been thrown in. I'm looking at the fact that fans that also came to pay money didn't also go home satisfied. I'm looking at the fact that this might even go a lot of back and forth and will not even have a resolution. I'm telling you, it's Ghana boxing. They can just come and tell us that they should fight.
You see, one of the best things that happened on the night was the fact that they were able to control the gate. See, media people were there, big people, you don't enter. You have to pay before you come. So it was some kind of like a blueprint that was coming for everybody's in. See, people that they feel like, okay, we are boxing people, so we come to the arena, we don't pay. They were outside. They were stranded outside. So it was creating a new culture that if there's a big event, when you are coming, prepare, put your 50 Ghana in your pocket, which is good for every promoter. But now that this thing has gone bad like this, they would have to fall back to free gate because already the boxing league was bringing free gate, which was affecting business.
Again.
So with this thing happening, people want to see them fight for free again. So it was really bad. It was really bad. I don't know, like you're saying, even if you want to talk about it, there are a lot of things you would have to look at. Blaming coaches, blaming boxers, blaming referees. So the best thing is education seminars. We need to start them.
Well, elections are coming. We know that the current president is looking for his second term. We are still waiting for who is going to stand to be his competitor. We don't know if he's going to win. We don't know if he's not going to win. But one thing is for sure. I mean, his tenure has been a lot of roller coasters, just like any other like president. But I mean, his first two terms or 2 years, he basically sat on the promoters and then he was using these IMAS guys to promote boxing. I'm just excited that somehow this year, some of the promoters that we know in Ghana have been able to promote, and they've not done it like in the way that has been bad at all. If you look at the four promoters that teamed up to do the Fist of Carnage over, I think a week ago, also brilliant, very fantastic. And then 80 Powers comes in with this one. I mean, he's killed it, in my opinion. He's killed the show. Regardless of what has happened, I think it's one of the best shows that we've seen in this year. I don't know who else has a show coming up, but I know in Kumasi, Osibo Promotions has a show. I think he's also doing very well. He's found his niche, the Kumasi, and then he's using that to also bring boxing to that Santoran. He's really doing well for it. I think this is like his second show in Kumasi so far. The first time I did it at the Kumasi Mall, and this one we are looking forward to get more details on it. So I mean, this year I've seen a couple of promoters, doing shows. Unlike last year where we were all waiting for IMAS to put a car on it, like a car where if a promoter was, I mean, you gave somebody. I have a promoter on my right who just does somebody also a motor, and he's not like IMAX. You get what I mean? So if of course, I mean, if the sponsors are coming on board, it's easy to give anybody a car if the promoter is able to secure a deal with a sponsor that has like a car. Maybe if the promoter is able to secure a deal with a aeroplane company, maybe you put private jet on it. It's just what it is. It's not like rocket science. You get what I mean? So I mean, I really have to give
Yeah.
a lot of credit to the promoters that have stepped up to do something, because it's been a very challenging year with this administration in power. But some way somehow they've been able to sort it out. And again, a big welcome to Aite Powers. I hope the GBA gives him some sort of incentives for him to want to promote again. They don't have to stress him up. They have to really let him have like the peace of mind, to be able to promote shows. Because believe you me, there are a lot of fighters in Ghana that are still waiting for the opportunity. The only thing that the GBA has to do is open things up so that the promoters can be able to feel comfortable, reduce some price, because Charlie, right now things are very expensive. So it's not easy to go
Yeah.
rent this, rent that, put it together to do events. So if the sanctioning body himself is not doing some things for them to reduce the cost, I don't see the reason why he has to increase it to make it like unbearable for them to get it done. So that at least the people who are also coming in, new media coming in. I see James Tower, I see iBox 360, I see Nom Ghana. Also because once there's more events, they will also blog more. It means our sports
Yeah.
will reach far because yeah, there's Felix and the Rice. They're all thinking of some entertainment and something somewhere else. But these are like dedicated media that have decided that they want to promote Ghana boxing. So Donu has like become like rejuvenated, trying to put more things out now. So we just need to be able to set the thing up so that the people doing the job for the sport to go to the next level can increase, and so that the mindset of the fans will also go like, oh, okay, if this is happening, then we can go this level. I think these are the things that I can say. Apart from that, bro, I mean, kudos to IT Powers. I think you really did a fantastic show.
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
All right, boxing fans. I mean, before Negro goes, I don't know if you have any last words to share. Anything at all. It could be about the card. It could be about what you want to see change, or anything at all. Or even if you think you are going to stand for the presidency, too, you can say it so that we can start a campaign for you too from here directly.
I think for the presidency is too early. I mean, there are a lot of
Yeah,
big guys there that I feel when they are given the opportunity, they can do their work. And also for
right.
IT Powers, I want to say a big congratulations to IT Powers for to come out to do like his first promotion, being able to use his contacts, the people he knows, his connections to bring out a big show like this. That was a blast. Apart from that, I would like to also see Buko Manku, some of Buko Manku, Joshua Clotte, they should all come on board. They should start doing promotions because if Powers is able to do this, Banku cannot equally do it. Banku has a lot of
Right.
people that if he tells them, okay, I have a promotion, I want you to sponsor. There was one like the way Powers did, and he had this Jamestown Fisherman and all those people coming on board to support. We need more shows like these, big shows that because
Right.
Banku can easily walk to any office, any TV station. You see some of the TV stations that IT Powers did. Banku can equally do
Yeah.
that, but maybe Alex can move to that station.
Yeah.
Kabi
Yeah. Something
Promotions
like that.
promoter can't move to that station. Myself, I can't move to that station. So once Banku is doing it, Powers is doing it, a time will come, they will start looking at some promoters, like people that have been in the game for so long. So if
Mhm.
Alex feel like, okay, I'm moving to UTV, they go, they'll say, oh, they already know him. They already know this guy. He has been in the game for so long. So they can just move him to UTV. So I think
Yeah, guys, I think I've lost Soa there, but I think he will join us very soon. And what he's saying is really true. I mean, if we are able to get our legends, to jump onto the scene as promoters to promote Ghana boxing, I think they will really, really like take our sports to the next level. Hopefully, we'll get to see more of this, of our former boxers, you know, return into the ring or return as
those
a
opportunities. So
or I lost Nego. Hopefully he will jump back on it. But yeah, I think what he's saying is exactly what it is. Hopefully we can get to see most of our promoters, no, our old boxers jump back to become promoters and then use their fame and then what they've been able to do for the in the whilst in their active days, to help promote the sport as it should be. Um, I was supposed to have like another opinion on but I think he wasn't able to join. But guess what? He's going to be here on Friday night on the African Boxing on Max, and then he'll give you another like episode of what he thinks needs to be done to be able to take the Ghana or Africa boxing to the next level. For me, one thing I know that he can talk about or he should talk about is the fact that some of our boxers from our own region are the reason why our sport don't go to the next level. If you see the video of Obonasai cutting a different boxers gloves, you know, ah, it's bizarre. And what will make you even want to think of doing that? You know, but yeah, it is what it is. Because of it, I think Powers has to wait for a verdict to come out to get a response or a result and a fight that could have been settled in the ring. Now he has to wait for it to be settled in the room, and I think it's very unfair to boxing fans. And the thing is because of our payment structure, it's not something where I take powers can go like I can even refund people because somebody might have come to the arena just to watch the main event, but because of the way things went, he wouldn't have been able to get his money back, because you don't pay electronically. Maybe he could have gone like, okay, because of it, I'm going to refund maybe 30% or 40% back to the fans who paid 50 or like 100 Ghana, but he will not be able to refund it. It's a lot of things, because if I come to a show that I want to go watch, I want to go watch what my money is worth. You get what I mean? And too many times, so many times, there have been fights at the Buko Boxing Arena where fans just troop into the ring. I think these are things that needs to be checked. It needs to be checked because it also raises security concerns for not just the fighters, but of course the officials and everything. Because you know how boxing is, right? The officials sit right around the table. So anytime people jump into the ring, yeah, where do you want these officials to go? You know, it's something that people need to look. The fans needs to be aware of. And so I agree with what Frank Negro just said on the show that the game needs a lot of education. As to whether the people will take the education, it's one thing. But I do agree that some things need to change. Yeah, I've been your boy Kofi Base here today. I came your way with uh, Fabulous Negro, where we're discussing what happened over the weekend, as far as the power of the fist is concerned, where Baobali took on Suda Boxer, but till today we haven't been able to get a result of the fight. The night also witnessed the return of one of the biggest stars in Ghana boxing, Wasiru Mohammed, where he came and he did his thing, securing a very fantastic knockout in round four. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what this is what it is in Ghana boxing at the moment. Hopefully, the sanctioning body will call things to order and fix whatever it is, and then make Ghana boxing great again. It's been a while where we see massive crowd. I think this past two shows that have happened at the Bukum Arena have really shown that or proved that Ghanaians really love boxing. Because after everything that has happened, if I say what have happened, I mean, with the IMAX thing coming in where people were going to watch boxing for free. This one wasn't a free, it was a 50 and 100 Ghana cedis, and it was packed. And unlike the times where people have to like just bring in and rush themselves to the Buku Boston Arena, the gate was really effective. So people really paid. So at least the powers would have at least made a lot of money or made some sort of money from the gate to compensate, everything that he had done like on the night. And again, a big congratulations to IT Powers. I think he did fantastic over last weekend. Now there's another card happening or going to happen in Kumasi again. Uh, it's going to happen on the 5th of July. At the Kumasi Mall. And so make sure that if you are in Kumasi and its environs, you troop to the Kumasi Mall on the 5th of July to go watch this fantastic card there. And as usual, this card will be streaming live on KA Sports. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the rights for the for the Feast of Power of the Fist. And so that's why we're able to stream it live on our platforms. But definitely, we've been able to already speak to the promoter and things are already underway. So for the card happening in Kumasi, you just keep your dial right here on KA Sports and you'll be able to watch it live on here to us. It has been me, Kofi Besu Jr., representing for KA Sports tonight. I really appreciate you for joining the Monday Boxing Madness. We'll be back here again, God willing, next week Monday, and we'll discuss the things that are happening in boxing over there in the world. Unfortunately, today I didn't really go dive into the world because I had to stick to what is happening in Ghana because I feel like it was a lot. But definitely, we're going to be back here next week and then we'll take it back and run it and talk about things that are happening in the world and connect it to what's also happening in the African space. And then we'll finish it up with what's happening in Ghana. I have been your boy, Kofi Besu Jr. I really appreciate you for tuning in and staying with me. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please head to YouTube and look at KA Sports Boxing. Subscribe to it. The same way, go to Instagram, KA Sports Boxing. Just go to Twitter also as well. We are also there. And on Facebook, where we have like one of the largest following like across the world, KA Sports Boxing. Please go there, like, and then follow us also right on there. I'll be back here next week where we'll discuss what's happening in the world of boxing. Until then, have a very good evening.